We've talked about how I don't like twist just to be twisty. This felt like death just to kill things.
Did this author gather a list of everything bad and then jigsaw it all together?
She was going through a lot of anxiety at the time.
Okay.
So kind of sounded like this was maybe therapeutic a little bit for her. I like the reasoning behind the writing of it.
Yes. I can see how it would have been therapeutic to write. I just didn't find it therapeutic to read.
Hey page turners, you're listening to Pages Across the Prairies,
your virtual book club and place to share the whimsy of reading.
We're your hosts, Adriana
and Christine, and we're so glad you're here.
Hi, welcome back to Pages Across the Prairies, your favorite book club. Today we are doing our spoiler-full version of The Road to Tender Hearts by Annie Hartnett. If you haven't read the book or if you want a bit more information, last week we did an episode that was spoiler-free, so you're going to want to click there if you want a spoiler-free version.
Perfect.
Today's a little bit more in-depth.
Yeah, well, let's jump right on in.
Yeah. I'm wondering where to start.
Yeah.
If you watched last week's episode, you might know that we didn't have our highest reviews. It just wasn't a genre or book that we were super excited about.
Yeah. If you've read the book and you're wanting to get a little more in depth with it, I would love to know if you enjoyed this book at all. When I rush to finish a book, it's either because, I need to know what's happening, or it's because I need this over with, like yesterday.
Yeah, I rushed to finish it as well. Like I did, I don't know, the moments of joy in the book, there were some little cute things, but maybe it's... what would you say the overarching, the main thing that kind of drew you off from the book? Is there a main thing, or?
I think it was just the continual terrible things that just kept happening. I just can't keep taking all these hits. In previous books we've read, there's bad things that happen all the time, and, then there's a history to back it up. But this was just one random thing, terrible after another, and it just seemed to continually spiral. And sure, I know some people's lives might be like that, but when I'm reading a book that says it's supposed to be humorous, I really don't want to No, I just keep getting punched down. It was just so ridiculous with how many terrible things kept happening that I was like, I just can't deal with this.
No, we've talked about how I don't like, twists?
Yes.
Twist just to be twisty. This felt like death just to kill things.
Yeah, it was a whole different level.
Yeah. So I guess the author, when I watched her interview, she said she'd kind of just gone through a series of unfortunate events. So she did intentionally try and have everything bad that could happen in this book. It was done intentionally.
Okay, because I was wondering, did this author gather a list of everything bad and then jigsaw it all together?
She was going through a lot of anxiety at the time.
Okay.
So it kind of sounded like this was maybe therapeutic a little bit for her, because it's like you just I like the reasoning behind the writing of it.
Yes.
That kind of intrigued me, and I could see it being relieving of anxiety, because when you're thinking about worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm. I guess so. I can see how it would have been therapeutic to write. I just didn't find it therapeutic to read.
No, it was just every time I'd start to kind of settle in, there would be another death.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously, children sometimes are put in these really unfortunate situations, but I don't like to read them.
No. Yeah, that was challenging. I hate it when kids are involved.
Yeah. Okay, so my problem too with PJ is anybody that stupid?
Apparently
I couldn't suspend my reality enough. And I'm sorry, that's really insulting to PJ. He seemed like a nice, sweet guy, but...
You never knew what he was going to be saying, thinking, doing, what was next. Nobody knows.
No, and he was unreliable in the sense that he was just a liar. I feel like he specifically lied to, or intentionally lied to me as a reader. He knew what he was about to do.
Yeah, he lied. And it was a lot of lying characters. Even Sophie was liar. Hands on fire, so...
Yeah. Sophie, I started to, I was on her side at the start, but I started to drift away from her a bit as she continued to just... she felt really sorry for herself.
Yes. She kept getting after her dad, like, oh, you gotta change, you gotta do better, you gotta change, stop doing this, be more like this. Okay, lady.
Mhm.
Yeah, he needs to work on himself, but so do you.
Yeah. Like, I would have liked, and I mean, we saw growth in Sophie.
A little bit.
And I also had problems, we both mentioned it, with Fred and Ivy.
Yes. Fred.
There was no redemption after I realized that he was cheating with Ivy, or likely to have been.
Most likely. Well, you know, in that one of the last scenes where they talked about how she found comfort in his arms instead of PJ's.
That's bad.
Like, that's heartbreaking. Yeah, like.
And that's how Fred felt comfortable introducing himself to this family. Mm-mm.
The whole time, I thought Fred was going to be a serial killer and actually killed off Ivy somewhere.
I couldn't understand what was going on, because he just, all this secrecy, and with what ended up happening with Ivy, I don't think it redeems him 100%, but at least it finally made sense, because I was like, why are you doing all this?
Yeah.
Like, not only with that, but with, you know, paying for Sophie's therapy and telling Sophie not to tell her mom about losing her job and all these things. I was like, this is really, doesn't feel like your place, Frederick.
No, exactly. And like when he answered Ivy's phone, I was like, oh, she's dead. She's just in the ditch somewhere.
That would have gone with the theme.
Yeah.
I mean, she does. This is going to be a real big spoiler. She is going to die. But, did you expect her? Like, I mean, you did, I guess. I didn't.
To die?
Yeah.
I thought she was going to. I didn't think it was going to be cancer. But, I don't know, at the beginning when the cat came in the house and went to go find Ivy, I was like, oh, she's dead.
Right.
They went in the house, and I think, tell me if I'm wrong, that the cat went to a spot that Ivy liked to be. And it wasn't exactly to Ivy, but you know how the cat sat on the keyboard at the beginning of the book. So I think that's where it connected those dots.
Okay. I like that. It did say it was looking for her. I kind of, when the cat chose to go with PJ, first I thought maybe PJ was going to die. Then it mentioned the neighbor had anaphylaxis, so that made sense as to why the cat had been there. But I think, I didn't consider Ivy dying. Even towards the end, I had seen in the chapter section, there's one, like, I think the book's in like 3 parts or something, and it says one day closer to the end. So I assumed that applied to PJ.
Me too.
Because the guy's had 3 heart attacks.
Yeah, I thought he was going to die too, and I was like, oh, well, then I guess this sets Sophie up to take care of the kids.
That was weird. That was a weird setup too.
Yeah.
Like, where she's kind of filling the mother role and he's filling the father role, but they're something dying.
Yeah, it was a strange setup, but I don't think the kids saw it as her trying to fill mother role or him trying to fill father role, because they were like very much like, oh, this was my grandpa.
Yeah, Uncle PJ.
All right. Whatever it was, Uncle.
Speaking of grandpa, their original one, what was his name?
Chip.
His character. I'm glad we got a little bit more closure and explanation, but I still feel like we're missing something.
Yes.
He was a very terrible, terrible, terrible character, but I think there's a backstory to that one.
Yeah, like it sounded like his father abused Chip.
But I'm curious about what sense of abuse, because what he did with Luna later on, often people who survive that kind of trauma in their childhood, that's where
yeah, it would be nice to know more about this horrible Chip guy. I mean, he does sound like a terrible character, but he also sounded like he was hurting a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear about his backstory from childhood, like his mom just abandoning him, that would be so painful.
Yeah.
Abandoning him with this abusive man, that is sad. It doesn't excuse who he becomes later on, but it was sad to hear.
Yeah. No, it doesn't excuse anything, but we can acknowledge it.
Yeah, and actually one of my more enjoyed moments was when PJ completely validated Luna, and he's like, my brother sucks.
Yeah, I know.
That would be for Luna, that was probably so fantastic to hear.
Well, she even said in the book, finally somebody who acknowledges this and agrees with me and doesn't make me feel like I'm stupid. Yeah.
Speaking of, did you have a favorite character in this novel?
I don't think the cat counts.
I think the cat counts.
I just love the cat. Like, I know it's a book about a lot of other things, but just he was just such a solid constant. If anything, he's just like a little mischief maker, as most cats are. That just... it added to the chaos. He's like one character in the book that I really genuinely looked forward to hearing his inserts. I was like, what is he going to get up to now?
Yeah.
Oh, jumped out the window.
Yeah. My favorite cat moment was when he saw the electric chair and he was like, evil, absolutely not. Or he said, absolutely not, evil. It's fantastic.
Exactly. I was like, this is great. I liked it when we could hear the inner thoughts of the cat.
Yes. I did like that part of the book where it was the inner thoughts of the cat, the inner thoughts of the house, and the inner thoughts of the hat. I thought that was...
Me too. Yeah, who was your favorite character?
I wanted it to be Luna.
Yeah.
But she was super, super lovable, I felt, off the start. Even with her mischievous ways. I'm not 100% sure when I drifted off from Luna. I think a lot of it was just in her treatment of Ollie.
Yeah, it was really sad when she was just brushing him off. I'm gonna go live with my dad and you get the closet. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And he was so on her team.
I know. I was like, not cool. I forgot about that part. Oh my goodness. I did not approve of her dosing everybody with this melatonin. I was like, mm-mm.
I expected that to come back into play later on, more melatonin or something. But a lot of these things, there's just like random loose ends. Just
that's part of the problem I had, is there was just like 1,000 loose ends to this.
They need to keep better tabs on that kid though, because she's gonna go.
No kidding. What's next?
I did like she was lovable, but yeah, I didn't like her treatment with Ollie.
No.
I think we did kind of already talk about things in this book that fascinated us.
Yeah.
I liked the bog.
Yeah, I thought the mermaid that was in the bog was really, really just a fun touch. So you said you did a little history looking?
Okay. Well, there was the cat. So I heard about the cat initially in an interview with the author, and she mentioned that this was a real cat. His name was Oscar.
Yes.
And he lived in a care home, and he predicted around 100, correctly predicted 100 deaths.
Yeah, I think it's insane. And this was like 2010. Like, this wasn't that long ago. Yeah, I had read that it was 2010 he had started being
might have
this
been.
cat.
Oscar's note, he passed in 2022.
Okay, that's pretty
So
good.
I had to look that up too. I'm like, is he still predicting? He died at the age of 17. Oh,
he's a good aged cat.
You researched cats being able to smell death, right?
Yeah, I looked that up. I was really fascinated. I always knew that cats could sense death or illness, or you're like someone's pregnant. Like, they can sense all these types of things, and they can do that by like the biochemical changes, the pheromone changes, and body temperature dropping. And they also pick up subtle shifts in routines, which alerts them that something off. And I've read a couple studies in the past of how they can sniff out blood pressure drops, blood sugar drops. And I thought I really liked that she chose a cat for this, because most people lean toward dogs for animals that are good at sniffing things out. And love how cats are so good as therapy pets, and people are always just like, oh, it's just a cat. This dirty cat.
I think of them as being able to foresee things. It's just whether or not they choose to share it or be trained.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like they don't really get trained where dogs can be trained. I do really think you could get close. Yeah, one of my cats, he senses a lot of things that's wrong with me. To me, he's my therapy cat. He's what keeps me sane and, knows if something's up. So I think it's...
have you ever seen a cat walk on a leash?
Oh, my
I know
goodness.
some can.
Yes.
I was really impressed, though.
I have had coworkers in the past that walk their cats and go on adventures with their cats on leashes, and I'm like, this is the coolest thing. I have never obtained that status with my cats, but I love the concept.
No, I have tried to walk cats. It never goes well for me.
Nope, it's never worked. They kind of just lie there, and that's the end of it. Like, you put it on them, and then they go...
You can't. They will not take a single step. They know.
Nope.
It's like a dog when you put boots on them.
Exactly. Just freeze up and refuse.
Just like move in ways that you never even considered that they could.
Exactly.
I did do a little research on that lady who went off Niagara Falls in a barrel. I think that was Annie
good.
Edison Taylor, was it? I didn't do a huge amount, just a cursory kind of. Yeah, Annie Edison Taylor.
And was this
But-
lady who went over the barrel in Canada or the US side?
I don't know. I'll look it up real quick. So she went over on the American side, but it sounds like the current carried her over to the Canadian side. Which, I mean, like, what a creative way to cross the border.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so there have been people on the Canadian side who have also done this. There's been some fatal ones, and
Yeah.
it did say that the Horseshoe Falls in the US are here. Because it says Annie Edison Taylor went over the Horseshoe Falls in 1901. Okay. But yeah, she was the first person to go over, I guess. Is that what we're getting at here?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, yes. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, guess what her motivation for that was? Do you know?
No, tell me. Why did she want to go over the falls?
She was financially motivated. So she was trying to gain money. I don't know, some kind of profit from doing this.
Oh.
And she had like an event sponsor or something like that. Somebody who helped her advertise the event. Oh, she wrote her memoir.
Oh,
Yeah.
we could read that one.
No.
Well, then the history tidbits you found will be enough.
I think she did earn money. I saw a video that said the manager had taken it from her original fall, so the money earned from that. And then she wrote a memoir, and she sold that. And then her manager ran away with the barrel. She used most of her savings to get a detective to try and find him.
Okay.
Yeah, and eventually she did get her barrel back, but it was located in Chicago, only to be stolen again by a new manager.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I think she lost most of her money trying to look for that barrel and her dodgy manager.
2 of them. That's just bad luck.
Do we think that's karma for her throwing a cat over first?
Yep. That's awful. I can't believe she did that first. I was like, that's so awful. Like, there's other options.
Also, why a cat? Like, cats are pretty notorious for not getting injured.
Yeah. They are very good at surviving. I don't want to say an animal that she should have chosen because I don't want her to choose any animal.
No.
I feel like there was better options. Like, what if she got like a bag of bones out of the cemetery and threw them over and see which ones broke?
Put it in like some kind of cloth sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
Like
get a
not
dead...
inside the barrel. Like
Yeah, inside the barrel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could do what's the word? Cadavers, like that the
Yes.
people training for medicine. And so once they're done with the cadaver, you can throw that down the falls and then they can study because they probably have to caretake people who undergo huge falls and they can learn how to locate breaks and fractures. And...
Yes. You know, there was much better ways than throwing a cat over. So I do believe it was karma.
It did get injured. It didn't die, but it got injured.
Okay, I thought it died.
I feel like it's one of those things where it could have maybe had, like, because I think its head got hurt, so it could have had trauma to its brain, and who's really following this cat around to report on it later, unless it was her pet cat. I don't know the story behind the cat.
It's heartbreaking. I don't like that.
We did look up the Purse Museum, too.
Yes.
I would go there. Would you go there?
I would I wouldn't go out of my way to go there, but if I was driving along, I'd be like, you know what? Let's stop here, just like what they did.
Yeah.
I got through the first chapter, and I think I messaged you saying, "Oh, it's my cat. I'm ready. I'm excited. Whatever." And because I thought it'd be like some crazy adventure of this cat, which it was. But
okay, like some is it Homeward Bound?
Yeah, something more along those lines, but still funnier than that. And I thought this cat would just go around and cause chaos and be a tyrant. And
Yes.
yeah, and it wasn't. And it was this miserable, terrible thing after another. So no, it was not at all what I thought it was.
I don't really know what I was expecting. I mean, the cover is of a guy pushing a car.
Which doesn't make sense because he didn't break down.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm confused. Good point. So I knew it was about a road trip of some sort, but I just didn't expect quite this.
No. And actually, with the cover, when I was almost done the book, I was looking at the cover, and I do appreciate the detail that they put into that. He was wearing the Heinz ketchup bottle, and then Sophie was in the front. Lulu was on top with her leopard jacket, and she wore that at the beginning. Yeah. So it's like, I should have looked at the cover more too, but I didn't. I was just like, oh, let's give it a try.
That's not what I pictured when they said ketchup bottle shirt.
No, me neither.
Yeah. Oh, his polar bear sweater. That's funny.
Oh, I didn't catch that one. Good catch.
I just saw
so many little Easter eggs. Well, I'm glad we both
think
thought
I
that it wasn't
saw-
what we thought it was going to be. You asked this to me. Do you think that the guy who she had a little fling with in the van and who drove her home, do you think he was actually a serial killer?
Yeah, I wanted more closure on that one.
I thought we would get
But-
more on that.
For the plot, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like the teeth, why? And that you didn't question that? Like,
Yeah, well, she did, and he said, oh, these are my children's baby teeth.
did they look like baby teeth?
Well, that's what I
Because
wanna
if
know,
he just
maybe.
horrifying,
And then it got me thinking,
that was pretty crazy.
and I was just screaming, don't do it! First of all, don't go in at like whatever in the morning, 1 a.m. in the morning, just go home.
Yeah, but also like it's a Waffle House. I don't know. It's like a public place. I was surprised. I was expecting the waitress to come back or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are getting a very low star rating from me.
Yeah, hugely.
Okay.
You know how there were so many terrible things that happened in the book? Was there one that was the most absurd to you?
The most absurd.
Yeah, that was just like, oh my goodness, I can't even.
I feel like the hotel was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the security guard at the end, I was just done.
I know, right?
And I started to get irritated too when it becomes like they're actually causing people's deaths
Yeah.
with their stupid antics.
Yeah. That one blew me away. I was like, this is just dumb. I can't handle this anymore. There's that one. And then it's just the ridiculousness of Longhorn hitting him. I was just like, really? Like, oh my goodness. I couldn't.
Yeah. But honestly, so true to his character.
That's the thing. I thought it was ridiculous, but it really worked well. And then to go with another silly one was just the alligator. That's random. I know it's Texas.
South Texas, right?
Yeah, southern Texas.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just one thing after another. It's hard
Yeah.
to pinpoint one.
Did you find anything? Like, there was so much death, but did you find any of it hard to read?
I just found this book just hard to read in the sense of I was so overwhelmed by how much misery there was. And just like there was points that I was sad where it's like, oh, wow, does the foster system actually work like this? They're just going to hand them over just like that with like barely a house check. Like I thought they did house checks before they dropped off the kid, not have the kids with him.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I don't know about the American foster care system, but I don't believe that's the case here.
Yeah, so it just kind of seemed like I know they had to get on with the book, but that part was sad. And I was worried that there'd be more of what happened to Luna and her grandfather at the beginning of the book. There'd be more of that. And I was like, I really don't want that. It can't happen.
No, that was, I didn't like reading that part for sure. I mean, I didn't like reading any of the murders. I wasn't like, this is great, but that part was really difficult.
Yeah. And I just made
Or I
me
guess
so...
murders? Deaths?
Deaths, yeah.
There wasn't any murder. There was one murder.
True, one murder. Just
I didn't like reading about that either, like right in your face at the start of the book.
No, that was like, what is happening here? Yeah. I think her parents were my least favorite characters.
Yeah. The mom was obviously having some mental health stuff going on there that needed some kind of diagnosis.
Yeah, but just to say to her daughter, oh, this happens to all girls.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's just not the right way to deal with this.
I understand why the two Irish twins were not super attached to their parents, nor super happy that they...
Yeah. It's like, oh, they're earthworms now.
Yeah, that was cute. I like it.
There's a lot of baggage right there they'll be carrying around for a while.
I'm glad somebody at some point mentioned they should go to therapy because But-
Thank goodness.
Shouldn't that also have came from the social worker? I don't...
That's what I
No,
would've
you're just going to mention, don't try and find her real dad.
Yeah, and like them just keep brushing her off like that. It's like, I don't know, she makes a really strong point here.
Yeah. I knew right away when she's like, adults don't listen to me. I was like, yeah, PJ's going to. I can tell you that.
PJ was all in for that.
I struggled with Kate's death too. I wanted more context because it really felt, they kept mentioning how suspicious it was, and I was suspicious.
Yeah, it drew me to believe that she was murdered.
And I was like, how did Fred do it?
He has this like this long master plan. He's like, yep,
Yeah.
this
Fred's
is
in for the
mine.
long game.
Yeah. The last question we
Yeah.
have is, does your rating change?
No. What about yours?
Well, in the middle of this spoiler full, when we were talking about some of those more, historical moments and the cat stuff, I had a little raise to 4. But if I start thinking about this and talking about it more, it's going to go back down. So we should probably leave it at that.
I guess we'll just end with, from the author, she said her favorite line in the book. When the little girl asks the cat what's going to happen to her and her brother, and he says suffering and joy. Suffering and joy and the human connection to both was the intention behind the novel.
I think she did a good job with that.
I think so. I think finding a smile in the midst of just the drudgery.
Yeah, exactly. I think the way the book left off, I know there were still people dying, but I think, the kids have a home. They have a little more security.
But do they have a home? Is Fred going to... I mean, they will have a home because PJ has a home, but is Fred going to allow their bunk bed to stay?
No. So what's going to happen is, you can tell me your theory, but PJ and Sophie and his neighbors are going to just get that house clean and organized. They're finally going to pack up from Kate's death. Then the kids each have a bedroom. I don't know what Sophie's doing, but I think they'll be moving back into PJ's house, and PJ's going to heal and move on. That's where I think that his friends are going to help get the place tip-top for 2 little preteens.
I did like the contrast between him being... I think a lot of people in the book enjoyed him.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take that how you will.
Yeah, there was like, okay, this is too much now, guys.
Yeah, but that was another thing. Like, you're going to see your sister wife. Anyway, like, he was just such a wingnut. Can't.
That's
okay, I'm done.
Best term. Yeah, you nailed it.
Oh, okay, the Michelle Cobb thing, though. Were you surprised? Did you expect that?
No, I didn't think that he was going to be her sister. And like when there was the death, I was like, that can't be true. But then I was like, well, why can't it be true?
I expected her to be dead.
And I was like, oh yeah, maybe she just has a son that he didn't know about because people don't post everything. I liked the little peek into his mom's life. It made me very sad.
I really didn't believe, because I was still thinking that maybe Michelle Cobb wasn't his sister, just based off the story of the mom getting pregnant. I was like, there's no way that man did it to his wife. He did that.
Did you suspect that the mom didn't actually go on all those adventures? Because I didn't think she actually did.
I should have after reading Eleanor Oliphant. That's a spoiler for that book? No.
I don't know. But that's where I got the idea from.
That's why I should have.
Yeah. But maybe she just thought she was saying those things to make her feel feel better, and to just let her son know that you can go and do anything you want. I feel like it's all like white lies.
She just rewrote her own story, which I've often wondered about that too, because it's like, well, when you pass, it's like, what? I mean, there might be facts of your story in your life, but if there's not, what's stopping you from rewriting it?
Yeah, it's true.
I think part of why I think about that is because of Marco Polo, because there's debates on how much of his story is true.
Really?
Because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went on all these fantastical adventures, and people are like, I don't know that you did. But it's written down now, and...
Well, if it's written down...
Prove him wrong!
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Actually, the book I read, and I don't think it's a direct quote from him, because the book's not, but he said, you guys think that my adventures are fake. You don't know the half of them.
That's awesome. No, I'm going to have to read them, so I'm not familiar with it.
I would like to reread because I don't even think I finished it. The Marco Polo, the Journeyer that I was reading.
Okay. Well, maybe this is the adventure book that we need. I'm pretty easy to convince with what to read. I'm just like, oh, let's go. Why not?
All right, so I think that is all that we have for this book.
Yes.
We are ready to move on to our next book. Next week, we will be doing the Rex, so to read or not to read, where I recommend 5 books. And then we'll start on another book in 2 weeks' time. In the meantime, for more information on other books, I don't know, like, share, subscribe, follow along.
Perfect. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for flipping through Pages Across the Prairies with us. Until next time, keep your tea warm, your bookmark handy, and if you enjoyed today's chat, like, share, and subscribe to join us again.